you didn't already know, I'm sure it won't surprise you to hear that YouTuber has been the most desirable job for children basically since I was in 4th grade. Don't worry, I use the word job to describe that we get paid, not that we are contributing to society. You can't blame children for wanting this though. YouTube has a beautiful brand proposition. What if being yourself was enough? The main issue with this being that it stopped being enough for you to just be yourself in 2011 when I was in 4th grade. I think that most people, myself included, assumed that the issues of Elsagate had, at large, died out. But 9 months ago, my second YouTube channel, which I never used for anything, got hacked, and the only thing that they seemed to do with it was viewbot some of the worst filth I have ever seen on this entire site. But unlike the Elsagate of a decade ago, where somebody had to poorly edit or animate their content in order to monetize traumatizing children, modern innovations have made it so that people can do this automatically while also destroying the planet. I'm unaware of anyone else covering these developments. And so it is not my honor, but it is my duty. Join me as I attempt to satirize the most depressing stuff on YouTube. I have some necessary exposition you're going to wish lasted longer once I get to showing you examples. For those of you who never heard of it and those of you who need a reminder, a quick recap on 2017's Elsagate scandal. The algorithm in the mid-2010s on YouTube favored long watch time, daily uploads, content that could be watched back-to-back using the autoplay feature, and videos that had keywords that were considered valuable. Now, no offense to anyone who currently is or previously was a stupid baby, but I have to speak truth to power. Y'all have like no media literacy. You will click on anything with bright colors or recognizable characters. And stupid babies will literally watch their entire videos to completion because almost none of them have jobs. What I'm saying here is twofold. First is that America should aim to deport stupid babies because they are a scourge on society that does nothing but poop and cost money. But also that a number of people worse than babies saw this system as an opportunity to make extremely low quality content featuring unlicensed IPs such as Elsa or Spider-Man. This exploitative content would often depict things children on the YouTube Kids app should not be seeing, which eventually led to large public outcry, YouTube deleting millions of offending videos, and YouTube demonetizing content aimed at kids that clearly weren't suitable for them. The debacle was a permanent stain on YouTube's reputation, but with the bad actors disincentivized and demonetized, everything was about as solved as it was going to be, and people moved on. Obviously, if nothing changed, I wouldn't be making this video. But over the past decade, YouTube has made alterations to their platform's algorithm that have made it so that the door that they swore to shut has slowly reopened. And their ignorance as well as their outright encouragement of AI slop has made it all too easy for people to walk right back through the door. Now, you might think as I did, well, if it's AI slop, at the very least it'll be more sterile for the children. But no, actually. That's not how this has worked. You see, the way these AI systems work is it creates an output based off of what it's already seen before. So when somebody comes up to it and says, make me a parody episode of Bluey where they become zombies, it goes, oh, yeah, like that Elsagate garbage? I can do that. So not only are the premises of these videos not improved, their atrocities are compounded by AI visuals that distort familiar characters into something nightmarish for children that are not yet developed enough to understand that this is not official or that they deserve better. Obviously, the people who have already watched Bluey will have a greater appreciation for how little these channels get right about it, but just in case, for those of you who haven't, I'm showing some examples that might give you an understanding for its look and feel. It's an Australian animated kids show about a 7-year-old blue healer named Bluey and her 5-year-old sister Bingo, whose everyday family life turns into imaginative games that double as gentle emotional lessons. Okay, last warning. I'm about to show you the worst shit you've ever seen in your life. Parental supervision is recommended, if not grandparental supervision. Enjoy!
I wish we could have a zombie day at school.
I gave you so much warning, you cannot be mad at me. I could probably list 20 things that are wrong with this already, but you know what, let's just get the obvious ones out of the way. The motion smearing is abysmal, that's not what their bedroom looks like. Bluey and Bingo's bed are swapped, which has led the AI model to attempt to write Bingo's name on Bluey's bed. There are many visual errors that would conflict with a style guide. There's no intro because that would be flagged for copyright. And I was served 2 ads before this video for the privilege of seeing this garbage. Also, and this is arguably most important, Where the fuck are their accents? There is a real phenomenon with children currently watching so much Bluey that they develop Australian accents, which is a fate worse than death. The voices are like the most iconic part of the entire show. But forget their specific voices, I guess the free version of whatever slop model these guys are using doesn't even include an Australian voice. But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the show, am I right? Now, the fun part about critiquing AI slop like this is the fact that every complaint I could ever have is completely nullified by virtue of the fact that every 8-second scene requires a new prompt, which allows the AI bot to screw it up in a brand new way. Here is, no joke, the next thing they show us.
Let's learn to be good zombies. Hello, 2 students.
Bro, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? And who the fuck is that?
Hello, teacher.
Oh, it's teacher. How silly of me. I guess Calypso is gone, and also now Bluey and Bingo are together in the same class, because Bingo must be a very smart cookie.
Good morning, my little zombies, Peggoot.
I'm sorry, do you want to take that line clean? I earnestly have no idea what she was supposed to be saying here. Also, I think I must have missed the lesson on Tybalt meters in whatever grade this is supposed to be.
Good zombie, Bingo.
Good zombie, Zachary. Bingo, dearest, you gotta actually give the pencil back, otherwise that's just theft. You seem well-intentioned, let's just finish the job.
Zombie dance party.
They say that mastery isn't just knowing the rules of a craft, but also knowing when it's appropriate to break them. And the creators of this channel have that down to a science. The time is right now, and they're going to break all of them. Yes, I'm skipping around the tiniest bit, but I promise you that if I weren't, it would be no more coherent to you. That dance scene wasn't me cutting away right before something happened. That was the end of the shot. And also, for what it's worth, I can't remember a single time in which Bluey has had a singing scene.
It's moving. It's just jelly.
Even at the intended audience's young age, I think that it's basic survival instinct to say that if the food is still moving, it's not yet food. The implication of this scene, however subliminal, is that the children in the background, which of course are completely off theme, there are no non-dog characters in the show, used to look like normal children like them with normal skin. And their unsuspecting, malleable minds are watching their favorite characters assimilate into a life that might permanently change them to be like the drab, bland characters seen in the background. Now, I'm capable of articulating why this is visually upsetting as a 24-year-old, but I have the slightest feeling that someone 1/6 my age might not be able to understand why it is they're scared.
I don't feel so good. You look so delicious. No.
Greeny. This is so abhorrent I can't even come up with a joke. Everything about this is repulsive. The message here for stupid babies is that if you get food poisoning, you could turn into a zombie with scary teeth that wants to eat people. Now, you likely noticed that Bingo erroneously said what was clearly meant to be Bluey's line. And while I can't tell you whether or not the creators noticed that this mistake happened, or if this was just by sloppy coincidence, I can in fact tell you that they happened to run the exact same scene again, but with Bingo getting sick, and Bluey saying the line intended as usual.
You look so delicious. No.
Great. Now both of the characters are terminally ill and making upsetting noises. But don't worry guys, it was all just a bad dream.
It was all just a dream. A zombie dream? The best one ever.
Oh, okay, it was a good dream. I guess the prompt was, be happy! Ironically, one of the things most celebrated about Bluey is its way of addressing difficult emotions. Children as young as the show's initial target audience need extremely gentle guidance on how to express how they feel, especially with negative emotions. And the Ludo team that works on Bluey is seemingly incapable of missing on this front when they step up to the batter's box. If and when Bluey tackles the topic of nightmares, I don't know how they'll do it, but I can tell you it certainly won't be with Bluey traumatizing her audience in the process before waking up and declaring, "It was fine!" In case it's been a minute since you were a child, I'll remind you that kids under the age of 8 cannot reframe what they just saw as just pretend. This kind of content is especially insidious, however, because it effectively weaponizes familiarity as a Trojan horse for psychological harm. There are many different channels doing this. It is not just one bad actor. Here's a video about Bingo running away from home that has double the amount of views of my entire channel. Now, you might be like, well, didn't you say you found out about this content because your account got hacked to ViewBot? Is anyone actually watching this? And I would respond, well, there definitely is some amount of illegitimate viewership that is coming through for these videos. I don't believe that's the full picture. If the goal was only ever to ViewBot for these kinds of channels, then they wouldn't even waste their time with AI and instead would just upload 30 straight minutes of black screen, no audio. No. What they're actually trying to do is teach the algorithm that they create content that is extremely high for watch retention via people like me who don't even know that they're technically watching it, so that eventually YouTube takes that and starts shoving the content onto a willing audience for monetary gain. I'd imagine it goes without saying, but just in case, there are thousands of bad actors that are abusing not just Bluey, but Peppa Pig, Roblox, and any other children's entity that they can put crying or in otherwise visible distress for the thumbnail to the tune of millions of dollars. Hi, I've been editing for the past 8 hours straight and I haven't showered, which is why I look like this, but I just got to the part of the video where I said something about thumbnails and I realized I need to find some thumbnails to make my point. And in so doing, I happened to stumble across something so egregious that I turned on my camera even though I looked like this. And now you're getting some extra bonus content because I'm saying, fuck it, we'll do it live. I found something for Zootopia. I just happened to be clicking through different videos that looked terrible, and I found this one, which means children can too. The comments are turned off because it's on YouTube Kids. The video is titled something completely innocuous. Judy hops in the big swimming race, never give up. And it has, again, more views than my entire channel despite the fact that it was uploaded a month ago. Really heartwarming. These people do it the old-fashioned way, by making shit up through AI. Anyhow, it's time for a live reaction.
Look at her, Junior!
Is that supposed to be Judy? Or, well, I mean, that's supposed to be Judy. Is that supposed to be Nick? Who the hell is that?
All right, Hops. Breathe. This is it. Focus on the lane. Nothing stops you.
Dreams, bunny cop.
Okay, what? We're poisoning a mother of one for a sports game? We're not even 30 seconds in. We're at second 27. This is on the YouTube Kids app.
And they are off.
Wow, the water absolutely ate 3 people. They just disappear. Goodbye. It's time for the only 2 that mattered. I'm sorry. I just watched the scene of Judy Hopps drowning on the YouTube Kids app. What the fuck is going on? Mommy! Mommy! It's mommy! Mommy! Mommy!
Come on, Carrots, breathe.
Mommy, wake up!
I'm not, like, capable of being this performative. I can feel how open my mouth is. This is like if you drink alcohol, you know how, like, your facial muscles just relax, and so you're capable of, like, smiling or holding an expression longer? That's what's happening here, and I'm stone cold sober. This is, I don't,
Oops. One less competitor.
Look, I know Disney is litigious. I think this is the kind of thing that makes them not hire a lawyer and instead hire a hitman. This is despicable.
Serious nerve damage. Permanent.
Nerve damage? YouTube Kids app!
No. Move. Please move. Why?
I'm watching a rabbit woman argue with her legs because she's become paralyzed on the YouTube Kids app. I'm sorry, I'm losing my goddamn mind. I'm watching wheelchair-bound Judy Hopps. I know I'm yelling. I'm sorry.
Come on, what is it?
It appears to be poison.
I knew it!
I don't even have insight. I just have bewilderment. What child knows about paralysis? What child needs to know about paralysis?
We are not done yet. Not even close.
You are done. Oh, I guess she isn't. Oh, okay.
Damn it!
What? I'm sorry, what did you say, Miss Hopps? On the YouTube Kids app?
Damn it!
Right now, available on the YouTube Kids app. Are you kidding me? Well, I'm glad that she's doing well, despite the fact that this was something that impacted her spine, which is never a reversible thing. Not that a child would know that. Not that a child needs to know that. Why is this available to children? Justice always wins. I'm numb and I'm done with this video. We're going back to what I already recorded. Thank you for coming along with me. While there are endless droves of content equally concerning for each of those IPs, which cannot be understated, I'm going to be sticking explicitly to Bluey because it's what I'm familiar with. With that being said, it's time to answer the age-old question. What would happen if Bluey lost her wallet? Which she apparently has even though she's 7. A 3D rendition by AI.
Huh? My wallet! It's gone!
Oh, it's beautiful and perfectly paced.
What's wrong, Bluey?
Ah! Five-legged bingo can't hurt you. Five-legged bingo can't hurt you. Five-legged bingo can't hurt you. For those who don't know, even if bingo were on 4 legs, it would still be wrong because the Bluey universe is entirely bipedal. But AI goes, Bluey is a show about dogs, and dogs walk on 4 legs, so we regularly get shots that look like this.
Did? You take it?
You gotta get that anime grunt in there. Excellent acting choice. A human could never.
You were the last one here.
Oh, I hate realistic hand Bluey. The fur texture on her arm, along with the fact that there's like muscles, makes it look like it belongs to a dude in a biker gang. If we slap a heart mom tattoo on her arm, we're good to go.
No! I didn't!
What's going on here?
I swear I didn't take it.
Are you fucking serious? One of the morals of this story is that wrongful convictions are real and can hurt you and your friends? What an absolute non-starter for a children's story.
This episode of Bluey is called Wrongful Conviction.
What else?
I'm hungry. I miss my family.
Diabolical. It's diabolical. I cut out 2 scenes of her walking around aimlessly and crying. What a terrifying message for a child. I am sorry, my daughter. You have committed the crime of theft, and for it, you will roam the earth for the rest of your days. Take your tiny blue backpack and leave. What a biblical punishment.
It wasn't Bingo.
Squirrel infestation aside, I'd like to remind everyone that if Bingo did in fact steal Bluey's wallet, which could not have contained more than $20 inside of it, it would have been a valid punishment for her to be sent outside to sleep under a bus stop for a night. Call Child Protective Services.
Have you seen my sister?
I'm sorry, I haven't.
I guess this human guy's a character now. I hope he's recurring. He seems like he has a lot to add to the story.
Bluey.
Good answer. Good answer. I don't know. We're gonna end with a little bit of a palate cleanser episode, something a little bit less transparently horrifying, although still bad. While not all of the AI slop is outright scary for children, as many of the perpetrators have realized that they risk demonetization if they fly too close to the sun, I have to imagine that it is all, by nature, still something that is harmful for a developing mind. And let me show you why. Here is a larger, unedited chunk.
Why is the internet doing the silent treatment? Router's down. Internet company says,
24 hours.
24 hours?
Does that mean no screens all day? Like old times?
I cannot stress to you enough how children are consuming this. How bad must it be for a 4-year-old to spend 30+ minutes a day watching content that cannot model a coherent conversation? I don't purport to be a scientist, and even if I were, I'm uncertain that I would be able to ethically test my hypothesis, but I have to imagine that if children are developing accents because they're watching their favorite shows, that this kind of garbage with incorrect inflection placement, extended pauses between thoughts, and incongruencies with verbal and nonverbal communication is extremely damaging. Let's stumble the rest of the way through this one. I'm ready to throw in the towel.
Come on, just load the Gaga Bandit.
There's no internet.
I know.
There's no internet. I know.
What? They threw that one in there twice just to make sure we were locked in, I guess.
I remember the Wi-Fi password, but not my own children's birthdays.
Bandit, that's terrible. But why are you telling us this? Also, how often do you have to recall your Wi-Fi password? For what? I remember the new Super Mario Bros. Wii's secret shortcut location, but not my own home address. Like, what? Also, while I have you here, I know that I didn't show you all of these scenes, but they're all from the same No Internet episode. So quickly, who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Who's that? Who's this? Who's that?
Is Daddy broken? No, he's buffering. Huh?
All right. Even the AI is confused by its own delivery of its joke here. And bonus points for it's not X, but Y. I remember once seeing some outcry on the internet about the fact that the future president of the United States is almost certainly watching Cocomelon right now. And that only slightly bothers me because I'm fairly certain that our current president is doing the same. But this is something that truly terrifies me to think about. Future world leaders could be watching this. My therapist specializes in mental disabilities and has been working with children who have them for the past 40 years. You basically couldn't ask for somebody more insightful if you wanted to. And she happens to watch all of my videos. Hi, bub! If and when she shares her thoughts in the comments, I will pin it so it is the top message in there. While you're down there, if you care even remotely about the internet not becoming a landfill for AI garbage that is preying on children, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. This tells the algorithm that you value high-effort content. It is literally the only lever we have to push back against it. But the craziest part in doing my research for this video is that I happened to stumble across a fundamentally different feature on YouTube that is currently actively being used to take advantage of children and their weak, malleable psyches. If you guys show enough interest, let's say 5,000 likes, I will share my findings, which, to my knowledge, have not been spoken about on this platform ever before. Subscribe to be updated. Peace.